You think Bubba's gonna look like that?
What's going on, everybody?
This guy's got fucked up teeth.
Yeah, have you ever seen his
VoidCast episode
Hold on, read it.
1?
Restart it.
I don't restart nothing.
We're doing it live.
All right, ready? Restart it.
Yeah, it's restarted.
No, I'm saying just say it again.
Yeah. Oh,
This your boy?
Cut it.
what's up? This is Yeah, you know what? Cut it.
Cut.
Just cut it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll cut right here.
Yo, it's your. Nah, cut that too. I just cut that too.
Welcome to the Down the Void.
Welcome to the
podcast.
Down the Void podcast,
Welcome
episode
to the
1.
Down the Void.
Episode 1.
Episode 1, Down the Void. We're leaving all that in, by the way. I'm not cutting shit.
That's fine.
I'm cutting it.
We're not cutting shit. That's staying in.
I'm telling you, this thing is like live.
We're
off the
doing
floor.
it live.
Exactly.
This is fucking happening. So what's going on, everybody? We got. Let's introduce ourselves here because we gotta do that first.
Raw.
I'm Nico. You know, some people might go by Groovy T in the streets. I play drums for Down the Void, and it's a pretty good time. So to my right here, what's your name, sir?
I'm Lou.
Uh-huh.
I'm a groupie. I like to bang the band. You know,
Yeah.
good sex.
Cool.
Okay, and to my left.
I'm Nick. I play bass.
Speak up, you fucking.
Can't hear you.
How can you not hear me?
Can't hear you.
I can hear you fine. I'm saying the fucking computer
I
can't.
can't. I can't. hear
Oh,
you.
well, I'm Nick. I play bass.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And Lou plays guitar and sings. So, yeah, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Down the Void podcast, episode 1.
So we didn't really have too much of a plan for this. We were just gonna talk a little bit and see where that leads us, and
Yeah.
maybe get into some like heated debates or something. I don't know. We'll see how that goes.
Maybe on future shows we can get like other bands in,
Yeah.
talk with them.
Like guests,
yeah.
special guests.
We got one thing on the docket.
On the what?
On the docket.
Okay.
On the piece of paper that I have.
On the
Roxodus.
Yeah. Okay.
What about it?
It's a fucking scam.
Okay.
Those
Elaborate.
those motherfuckers. Well, I was reading in the news that apparently they said they canceled it due to the weather.
Yeah. It
The
was like
weather
floods
the
or
weather
something,
messed
right?
up the ground. It was like
Yeah.
really bad. Then a couple days later, the investment group that invested into Roxodus said that they put like a couple million into it or something,
Yeah, there was like
and all the
$18
money,
million
and all
in
the
it.
money was gone.
Yeah, I read that they were paying like Aerosmith or whatever $4 million to come play, and like Kid Rock, whatever, like $750,000 of a million or something. Anyways, for people who don't know what Roxodus was supposed to be a festival in Ontario,
Like
like Burl's Creek.
Yeah.
to
No.
be
Yeah,
to be
Burl's Creek.
exact. It was
Was it
Burl's Creek.
Burl's?
Yeah.
Was it Burl's Creek?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
They were going to do it at Burl's Creek in Ontario, which is kind of north of like Barrie, if anybody knows where that is. And they ended up canceling it a few days, or maybe like a week. I don't know. A few days or a
yeah,
week
it was like
before.
5 days before.
Yeah. And they said it was due to bad weather that we had. And we did. There was like some bad raining and flooding up north and stuff, but that was like
While
2
ago.
months before the fact that they
Everything's all
canceled.
fine now.
And on top of that, the Rolling Stones played Burl's Creek like a week or two before they were supposed to have their festival, so it was kind of no excuse. But yeah, so that was a big thing. There was a lot of people who bought tickets and who didn't. Who I'm not too sure if they're getting refunds
apparently
and
they're getting
stuff.
their money back.
Oh, they are.
Apparently,
Okay.
I think whoever the company is that sold the tickets is refunding their money,
Oh,
and
that's
then they're
good.
going after the company
That's
that
good.
put on Roxodus.
Well, not only that too, but there were so many vendors and stuff. Like we saw like a clip on the news or whatever, where there were vendors like, you know, those people who do like the potato things where they
the
like
spiral potatoes.
yeah, they like curl potatoes or
yeah,
something.
food vendors, like food trucks.
Yeah, they
Potato curlers.
they bought like
yeah, that too.
they had like 20,000 potatoes just chilling in their I'll fix my mic here. Chilling in their garage, and they have nothing to do with these potatoes anymore because the festival got canceled. Other vendors made like a bunch of merch that they're just like giving away, and like
Oh yeah, the lady with the
people,
headbands.
yeah, people. If you they're doing it in like Toronto. If like you donate whatever you donate, they give to charity, and then you get like a headband or a T-shirt like Roxodus and shit.
We could put a link to that in the description of the podcast.
Yeah, we'll put a link to that.
Yeah.
To that like
Help those people
news
out.
clip.
Well, we applied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we
nothing
applied to
fucking-
Roxodus, and we were pretty much in. They were asking us for like a band rider, an equipment rider. Then all of a sudden they switched to Reverb Nation.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember as soon as they did that, a lady on the email thread blasted them just about like how you could go for the pay for play, blah blah blah, all this shit. It was about a couple days before the festival, before they canceled it, that I looked on Reverb, and they still hadn't come up with a. Thank you.
40 minutes, right?
Yeah. Okay. So our bad. Little technical difficulty there.
Yeah. You see?
So
We
like-
have some pretty shit equipment, and then we stepped on a extension cord, and that cut the whole recording. But we'll do some cool edits and stuff in there to make it sound like nothing happened.
Anyways, like I was saying, so we applied. That lady got mad. I checked on the Reverb website, and they still hadn't made the selections. So literally the night before Roxodus canceled, I emailed them. I'm like, hey, what's going on with the selections? I'm like, we paid like $25 to apply for this. Next day,
Cancel.
yeah, I go on Twitter. All I see, I typed in Roxodus because I was gonna message them on Twitter, and I see all this shit. People are just fucking furious, like they canceled like I think it was like 5 days or something before the festival.
Yeah, it was like a 2-day festival
No,
turned
it was
into like
4
a
days.
4-day.
Yeah,
Yeah, originally, no, I thought originally it was only supposed to be like
Yeah, no,
A
it's
day.
ju- no,
It was like
2
a day or
days.
two.
2 days.
And
who
then
was
they
like who was like the original headlining
Aerosmith
bands?
and like
though?
Alice Cooper.
Those are the originals.
No, it was Alice Cooper and Nickelback.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, and then they got Aerosmith and Kid Rock.
Yeah, that's
Which I didn't even know Kid Rock was like
Kid
still a
fucking
thing.
Rock.
yeah. He's still
The
around.
guy hasn't done shit since fucking his Sweet Home Alabama cover.
Yeah, probably. I didn't even know he was still like around and doing stuff, but apparently so.
Man, if they brought Smash Mouth to Roxodus and they
Hey now, you're
if
Didn't
they-
Smash Mouth talk shit to Drake?
maybe,
What?
I don't know.
No.
I thought
did he
Smash
do
Mouth
that?
talked shit to Drake during the Raptors thing.
No, I don't think I never heard of that.
I swear, someone was telling us that.
Oh yeah, what?
Remember,
yeah, no,
y-
I heard about that too. Where
yeah, we're Smash Mouth talking shit to Drake
yeah.
Saying what? Like
I don't remember
when he was gonna go to Golden State. They're like, "Oh, if you act like that, come over here," or some shit.
oh.
And then they're like, "Hey, now you're an all-star." Oh, I don't know, man. That's sad though. Like I can't believe.
I think it was like some tweets. Hold on, let me see what we got here.
The Twitter sphere.
Checking the Twitter sphere. We should put like a cool little like.
So check this out. I just found this. So yeah, there was some
Yeah,
beef.
some,
I
like,
guess it was
little
on
effects.
Twitter. But so I'm reading this headline from Vice. I'm not sure if it's like real or not, but
I'm a vegetarian. I ain't fucking scared of him.
okay. Apparently, after the Toronto Raptors made it to the NBA Finals, Smash Mouth decided to tell Drake he's no. Oh wait, decided to tell Drake he's no All-Star. So that's.
Can't believe those guys are still
Smash Mouth is attempting beef with Drake.
Somebody.
Somebody once told me.
Oh, here's the original tweet. Yo, at Drake, when the ball is in play, sit the fuck down. That ain't gonna fly in Oakland. So I guess that's kind of how all of that shit
Shit.
started.
Smash Mouth. They're trying to make a comeback here. I guarantee you they're dropping an album soon.
Yep, maybe.
Guarantee it.
I'd buy it.
The record label's like, okay, we got to get you guys back on the map. How do you do that? They're like, we could tweet Drake.
Oh yeah, now that'll expose them like crazy.
Because Drake gives a shit about Smash Mouth, right?
I feel like he does deep down inside.
He what? He
He's
likes
probably
Smash Mouth?
bumping them back in the day, back in the Degrassi days, man.
Yeah,
I don't think
probably hoping.
anybody was bumping
he's
Smash.
probably
I don't know,
hoping for,
man.
like-
I feel like he was bumping them back in those Degrassi days, man.
Nah, he's probably he was probably like waiting for that guy, who does like those YouTube songs. He sings songs and then sings Smash Mouth like halfway through the song.
If it's any
I feel like he was waiting for him to do a Drake song.
maybe, yeah.
Maybe.
If it makes any difference too, I mean, we have more followers than Smash Mouth on our Instagram. And you could check out our Instagram at Down the Void. Just
Do we really?
Facebook,
that we do, yeah.
Down the Void. Twitter, @Down the Void.
Yeah, we do.
Website, downthevoid.com. YouTube.
Down
C/Down the Void. Pornhub /Down the Void.
All right.
We everywhere.
All right.
But yeah, so that Roxodus thing was, I guess, a bust. Didn't happen.
Yeah.
And there's all these scams and allegations going
They're
around.
calling it the Canadian Fire Festival.
Yeah, pretty much. And now, like, police are getting involved in stuff and investigating. And the two were they brothers? I'm not sure. The two dudes who were running it are now, like, basically blaming each other.
Yeah, and there's
They're
one
going
guy
back
who
and
left,
forth.
and he's under indictment by the OPP, but he left before they canceled the festival.
Yeah. It's a whole shit show, but
Whatever.
what are you going to do? I guess you can say they ain't no all-stars either.
Boo.
Real original.
Yeah, well.
Real mature,
Hey, speaking of shows, Slayer. Last leg of the tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys seen Slayer, right?
I
Oh
seen
yeah, we
them
saw Slayer at
Heavy TO.
Heavy TO.
Yeah, the first year.
The first year they did Heavy TO?
First
Yeah.
year they did Heavy TO, we went. We saw Slayer,
Rob
Anthrax,
Zombie.
Rob Zombie,
Megadeth.
Megadeth.
Fucking
who
who else
else
was there?
was there?
Devil Driver was there. Diamond Head. There's a lot of people.
Diamond Head was there.
Anvil
too. Oh,
was
shit.
there. Motorhead
oh fuck
was
yeah, we
there.
saw Anvil.
Yeah.
I forgot we
and
saw
Motorhead
Anvil.
was there too.
Motorhead was there. Remember that chick had a seizure
Yeah. that was
during
insane.
Motorhead?
Yeah.
All right.
That was the craziest thing. It was the sunniest day. It was like
Yeah, it was
35
hot
degrees.
as balls, man. Fuck.
5 minutes before Lemmy gets on stage, this cloud starts rolling
No, it
in.
was during the fucking performance.
No, but the clouds started rolling in. Lemmy comes on stage, says hello, starts piss pouring rain. The whole set for Motorhead, it was piss pouring rain. As soon as he's like, "Thank you, Toronto, good night," the rain stopped. It was probably the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, and then it was like all fucking mucky and shit when Megadeth was on.
It was a Motorhead
Megadeth was
exclusive.
shit though. Remember he cried?
Yeah, he like cried on
He
stage.
started crying.
Why?
I don't know, 'cause he got like a
said
gold
something-
record or some shit, and we were like 15, and we were like tired, and we're like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Yeah. Yeah, they
But yeah, I know. I'm trying to find who's on the tour with them. I know Phil Anselmo and the Illegals are on it. I know Phil Anselmo's band.
What about him?
And Slammo.
Anselmo.
On
I can never say his name. His new band, Phil and the Illegals,
Yeah.
they're on the tour with Slayer for their last leg. I'm trying to find the other ones. I think it's like, yeah, here we go. No, that was the old one.
Yeah, my buddy.
I think
Justin,
Anthrax is on it too. But there's a bunch of cool bands. Like that's something like they're going to Montreal July 27th. That would be
Yeah.
really cool to see.
Yeah, like my buddy Justin went to go see them when they came to Toronto. Or no, when they went to Hamilton, he went to go see them. He said it was fucking unreal.
Well, dude, remember how big the pit was at Heavy TO?
Yeah, it was like 2 of them or something.
Oh, it was fucking massive. We were trying to not be in the pit, and we got like sucked into it.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah, spontaneous
I could
pits.
say it's pretty Zach Wild.
No, I wouldn't say that.
That was bad.
Yeah. I mean, seeing Anvil must have been cool. And then playing for him must have been even cooler.
That
Yeah,
was
Till they didn't talk to us.
Yeah, well. I mean, they were cool guys.
Yeah,
and,
they were
like,
cool. They were cool.
I mean, they're getting, like, older now, but, like,
They were
so
still good.
they probably don't really, like, give a shit as much to, like, the audience. And not audience, but, like,
to like,
to,
the other
like,
bands.
yeah, like, younger generation
But they were actually
people, but-
pretty cool. They were still good. They still got it, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, they put on a
And the
good
band
show.
before them, that's his son, right? Rob
Yeah.
Reiner's son. He was
Kane.
cool as fuck.
What's
Like
the
I was
band-
talking,
was
I
it-
was talking with them after.
What was the
Listen.
band called? Came or something?
Came, yeah,
Yeah.
Came. Oh, they were fucking sick. Yeah, they were awesome.
Yeah, and I had no idea. Freaking what's his name? J-Hoff's band was playing that day too.
Oh yeah,
They were like the first band.
oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
What were they called? Do we know?
I don't
I
remember.
don't remember the name. And there was another band too. They were good. All the bands are good. That
No, I swear that was
there
it.
was
It was
5
just 4.
bands. There's 5.
Are you sure
There
it
was
was 5?
2, and then it was us, and then it was Came, and then it was Anvil.
So wait, no, J-Hoff's band was first, and then it was another band.
Yeah, and then it was us.
Oh, I thought there was. I thought we were after them.
Also, Tool. Tool's back.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yep.
They're gonna be touring and potentially a new album.
yeah. It's been like
I
a
have
long
never
time.
seen Tool. I would really like to see them. Like I'm really excited for this.
I think the last time they came here was like 09 or something. Back
Didn't
in
you didn't go, right?
no.
No.
in like
I wish.
grade 9, I think.
Fuck, man, that must be a crazy show.
Well, I saw when he was doing like his
Perfect Circle.
No, Pussifer.
Oh, you saw Pussifer?
Yeah, that
Oh,
was
that's
awesome. That was a good show. I saw that at the Sony Center. Back with Prims.
Speaking of shows, we got some shows coming up.
Yeah.
What do
Damn
we
right.
have?
We got one show coming
We got
up.
July 17th. We're opening for Seven Spires.
Yeah.
From Boston, I think.
When's Thing's birthday? Tony's?
We're doing Tony's birthday at the Rock Pile
When's
It's
that?
on
like
October 6th. But we also got July 25th with Out of Reach and Generation Z, right?
Yeah, and where's that?
At Linsmore Tavern.
In
Oh,
Toronto,
yeah.
And then we got August 31st at Hard Luck Bar
Yep.
with Binge Ninja. And we met Binge Ninja the last show. He's, one of the members. Cool dude.
Yep. And the reason we don't... What's the reason why we're not playing any shows in August, Nick?
No, the album.
Yeah, you could have, like...
The album.
Okay.
The album.
Yeah, we're...
The album.
in August, we're not playing any shows. We're going up north, setting up a little studio, and
We
recording our next album. Hopefully going to get around, I don't know. We're going to try for like 12 songs.
We're going to try between like 9 to 12.
Yeah, 9 and 12 songs. We'll see how far we get. I mean, if we can get more, that would be sick, but, you know, it's all based on the time we have and how we use it, but yeah, that should be good. We had some huge tunes coming out, so hopefully.
Now I got a question
like
for you. So
Yeah,
you're in school for recording, right?
I am.
What do you think about the studios nowadays? Like, is it worth it for bands to spend the money on the studios, or should they just buy the equipment themselves and try and find like an engineer buddy, like someone like you, that's in school?
Yeah, that
and
knows
just
how to do it.
Like, what's better, like doing it yourself or spending $12,000 at a studio?
If you know how to,
$12,000.
if you know how to do it, then what's the
Well,
point?
yeah. See, that's the thing. If you know how to engineer yourself and like run Pro Tools, or I mean, you can use any other DAW like Logic and stuff. But I mean, I don't know if it's just my personal opinion, but I think Pro Tools is like way better. You can do a lot more like creatively and stuff, and you can make it sound a lot better. In my, you know,
Professional opinion.
my professional opinion, yeah. No, I don't know. I think if you have the money to go to a studio, like, you know, go for it. The only issue with studios and stuff are that you're paying for the space, you're paying for the engineer, which is cool. But a lot of bands nowadays, like especially like smaller bands like us and stuff, who are just kind of like coming up in the world, you don't really do too much research into the studio and the engineer, which you really should be doing more of, because you can get an engineer who's unreal, but he might be unreal at recording pop songs. And so if you go in as like, you know, whatever, like a indie rock band or even like a heavy metal band or
Even a
something like
rapper.
that, and you go record, this guy who's professional at making pop songs might not know the direction that you want to take it in. And if you don't really have any background in like recording and engineering, it'll kind of be like hard to explain to him kind of what you want and what you're going for in it. So I don't know. It kind of all just depends. If you do know what you're doing and you want to do it yourself, I totally think to do that, just because like, well, for us, for example, like we're going up and sure we can go, you know, book out a studio for a month or so or 2 months,
Easy.
whatever we want. Yeah. Okay. Well,
Not only that,
yeah,
Easy, buddy.
after a few shows of saving, but the thing is with it is that we can go to the studio and record, but at the end of the day, it might not sound how we want it to sound.
Yeah,
in
we're
our
the
minds.
ones making it. So I mean, and you're
Exactly.
like, you have obviously a big.
But if we're going up and we're doing it ourselves like we are, and I kind of know what we want it to sound like, I kind of have I have my foot in the door a little bit more to engineer it better. And
you know what it's trying to go for.
exactly, I know kind of how we want it to sound. So like back to your question, I'd say yeah. Like if you have the time and the experience and the knowledge of like engineering and recording, I would definitely say do it yourself. Although it is like pretty stressful and it's, you know, not a small task. But like outcome of it is like way more satisfying than going to a studio.
It
and
takes
doing
more
it.
planning.
Yeah,
Like we've been planning for what, like a year now?
we've been planning. Yeah, like
For about like a year and a half, like just because we need to get, we have pages and pages of stuff we need to get, and we still don't even have everything.
we have everything for the most part.
For
We
the
just need
most
like
part.
some things that we have to rent, like
Yeah, it's just
you know,
all rental
small
gear.
things like
You need
stands and
yes,
whatever. but-
well, your symbols too and the skins.
Symbols, you know, we gotta
Well,
get
that's
There's
shit
like
that we
little
gotta
things
buy.
that we gotta pick up
headphones.
still.
Yeah, but that's like different. I'm talking about like the main like portion of the like recording stuff.
Well, you already have the interface. That's like the recording part of it. So
Well, yeah.
What would you say to someone that wants to record by themselves? Like they kind of know, they know how to use Pro Tools. What would be the first step? What kind of interface should they be looking for?
I'd say
That's
practice. First of all, practice. Like
No, like they
again,
already know. They already know how to use it, but
yeah.
they want to get an interface,
mhm.
and they don't know which one they should get. Like what's one that is like kind of a good starting point?
like a good like mid tier.
Yeah.
If you want to go all out, which is totally avoiding your question, like man, you can get like
Is
some
that
crazy
an Apollo
interfaces.
one?
Yeah, like some like UAD Apollo or something, or you know I think it's called like the Apollo X.
The one
Six or
the one
something.
you drool over. every
Yeah,
time
it's
you see
like
it.
what does that go for?
$4,000 or
Oh,
something.
wow.
But if you're just trying to start out and stuff, like it depends what you're trying to record too. Like you know, if you're recording a drum kit, you want more than like 4 inputs and stuff like that. You probably ideally want like 8 inputs. It all just kind of depends. If you're going for like a live off the floor sound, you need like a huge interface or like a big mixer or something, like a small console or something like that. All we have is we got a Focusrite 18i20. It's a like 8-channel interface, and then it has all these like another like shit like 14 MIDI connections you can do too. But
I don't know why you're asking me. I have no idea.
no, I know. I'm just trying to like think in my head. But like that's like perfect, and it's great quality, low latency. Like it's a perfect interface. I think we got it on sale too.
That was like 700.
Yeah, it was like just under $1,000 for the thing.
Yeah,
and
tax
it's great. Like it works great. It has like, you know, jacks for monitoring, phantom power. I know you guys probably don't know what that is, but just for like it's a great interface, and for like the price it is, like yeah, I think that's a great starting point.
What is phantom power?
Phantom power is like if you have microphones like pencil condensers or any kind of microphones that require more power, the phantom power just basically gives it more power, so you can actually use it.
Oh.
If you don't have phantom power, you can't use the microphones.
Okay.
But you could even get like, before we got this, we were looking at, I think it was a Tascam
Yeah.
8
yeah.
input interface, and that one's good too. My only issue is like I read some reviews and stuff, and a lot of them were good, but there was a few that were kind of, I don't know, a little bit worse. Like the latency is kind of bad. If you're recording 8 tracks straight, it gets a little bit buggy and stuff, which you don't want when you're recording, because then you run into all sorts of problems and issues. But yeah, we got this interface, and it's, you know, so far working pretty good. But yeah, other than that, you still didn't let me answer that question fully, that other one. Yeah, if you're going to record and you can do it yourself, definitely do it. It's for sure an experience. And if you can get some money out of it too, like, do it. Like, if you got a buddy's band who's trying to record some tunes,
Yeah, like
you know,
charge, like
you can
20,
charge
30
so
bucks
much
a
less
song.
than a studio and still get a great sound from it. And especially if you set up like a little home studio or something with soundproofing and all that, you can get some crazy like sounds and recordings on there that, you know, better than demo quality. So, and we've done it all too. We the last album we did, The Midnight Sun, we recorded that at a studio, and we had a great time doing it. But it's just, again, like, while we were doing it, we were so like hyped and it sounded so good.
We didn't really have full control.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and back then I wasn't going to school for this or anything, so I didn't really know what was going on. But even now, if we went back to the studio and we had somebody engineering, like, I can kind of put my leg in there too and be like, hey, you know what? Instead of, you know, putting this plugin on, put that one, because I feel like it'll give it a more grungy vibe, or use these mics instead of these ones, you know, whatever, vice versa.
And then we had the EP that we did with Dylan from Sweet Tooth.
Yeah.
That was really good. That was fun because we had control with him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he would let us. He showed us everything too. Like he showed us this is how you do this. This is how you do that.
And he even like acted a little bit kind of like a producer too, in the
Yeah.
sense where he like he kind of added some stuff that he thought would sound good in it too. Like he added like on Electric Beauty, which you
Oh,
can
like
still
the-
find on Spotify and stuff if you want to
Oh,
kind of
he
reference
added
to what we're
the,
saying.
piano.
That's-
Yeah, he added like a synth in the background, and it
Unreal.
gave it a whole new like flavor to the song. You know what I mean?
That's why it's good sometimes. Like if you get your buddies to help you, a lot of times they want to add input. Sometimes if you get like a producer engineer, they might not care, or they'll be like, yeah, I could do this for extra.
Well, not only that either. If they're getting paid to do what you want them to do, and you don't really know what you want to do, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then they're not gonna really give a shit as much, because in your head you're like, we want to record this album and make it sound good, and we record drums, bass, guitar, and vocal. That's it. Then that engineer goes, okay, well, I'm getting paid this amount of money to do what you're asking me to do, so I'm only gonna do that, because why would I do more if I'm not getting paid that much? And I'm not saying that's every engineer's you know, way of thinking, but like, yeah.
I don't know. I feel like if a guy's like engineering it, like no matter like kind of, well, if he's getting paid decently, don't you think he would want to go above and beyond? Because his
not
name
all
is,
the time. Because
well,
Not all of
if
them.
that album blows up and he kind of like, you know what I mean?
yeah, but he's just getting paid
Like it
by
could
the
have had
studio.
potential to.
But again,
you know what I mean?
an engineer will go above and beyond if they're recording fucking Alicia Keys or Beyonce or something. You know what I mean?
Like,
They're making
I-
20 G's off the
Yeah.
thing. Like,
and then they want to make it big, because then they'll get like, you know, their name put on it.
yeah,
And they'll get
royalties.
yeah. If they're just doing some like, you know, a band from, you know, bumfuck nowhere or whatever, who's just trying to record like, you know, a small EP or a small album for like
us.
the minimum cost they can pay at a studio, they're not going to give a shit about how much they put into it.
What,
Like-
think
like
about
us,
it like
dude.
this: if people know that like you go through like above and beyond for an album, like what people wouldn't that attract more like bands to come to you? You know
No,
what I
because
mean?
it costs like we did the first ever single. Like when we first started the band, we paid like $2,000. We thought we were gonna go in there, bang out 3 songs. We only got 1 song done
Yeah.
because like it's.
But she was a good engineer.
She was a good engineer just because she liked the song. Like you can get lucky like that. You can get lucky where you get someone that's actually if they enjoy the music, like Austin. Austin fucking loved the album, so
Yeah.
he was like, "Fuck it." He's like, "Let's make it fucking sick." Yeah, you can get lucky, but I feel like you get more if you do it yourself. You don't have to be the engineer, but if you know someone that's the engineer, you kind of have more control, and they will give more of an input because like your buddies, like they want it to sound good. They're helping you record it.
Yeah.
Like obviously you're gonna shout them out. They don't want it to sound like shit. If you just go to a studio, they don't care if it sounds like shit. You're paying them.
Yeah.
The studio's name goes on it, not theirs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Like you know what I mean? Like
that's
they
more
don't,
of like
they don't
an
give a
indep-
shit.
like
They
if,
they sit there, they click record, and they go, okay, go. All right, cool. You want to do another one? Like they ask you. Like you know what I mean? Oh, do you want to do another one? You can say yeah or no.
It also makes a huge difference too if you're a small band or a band that's signed to a label and the label is paying
Yeah.
or you know what I mean, you have more of a budget. You have $100 or $50,000 to record an album. Then it's a different story because you're in the studio for fucking half a year,
you're
a full
basically-
year.
Yeah, you're basically
You know what I mean?
getting paid to be in the studio.
Yeah, but if you're just buying like the packages they have online, like here's $10,000 for
An album.
yeah. For
Yeah, but if you're doing it all, you know
10-song
how much-
album, like they're gonna give you what you buy.
Yeah.
That's the problem with the studios is whatever you put into, like whatever monetary value you put into it, that's what you're gonna get. There's nothing wrong with that. Like it's a business, so that's how they gotta do it.
They gotta make money.
So you're saying like doing it yourself is like the way to go for like newer bands,
Yeah, I mean, if you can,
unless you have the money.
get some like education on how to like use a DAW, and like most of them are like I only started when I went into the school. I didn't know a thing about recording. Like the only thing I knew was from watching Austin, who engineered our first album. The only thing I knew was watching him kind of like.
Because he was good. He actually showed us like this is
Yeah.
what this does. This is what that does.
Yeah, but that's like the only thing I kind of saw was like seeing him do some stuff, but I still didn't understand anything. But from going to this school, I've been doing it for like a year now,
Yeah, you
and
probably learned
it's
so much shit.
insane how much I've learned. Like I can, set up a session in like 10 seconds, like ready to record 8 tracks, and
Well, I don't know. Fucking when we were trying to set up the drum mics, it didn't take like Austin like 20 minutes.
oh, well,
to, like,
that's
set
that's a
up
different
mics.
thing. I'm saying like running it through the DAW.
That's because he wanted to get like because we told him we want like the Black Sabbath sounds. He was trying to really like get it. You know what I mean?
And he was using different mics and
Yeah,
trying
it also
different
it
things.
depends on the mics you use.
You also have to mess around with it enough to kind of see what sound you like. Again, like a whole process of it is just messing around to see how things sound. Like get a thing that people don't really understand is you gotta get crazy with it and funky. Like do shit that you wouldn't expect people to do.
Yeah.
Like for example, if you want to dampen your snare drum or something.
Fart in the mic.
Okay, no. If you want to like dampen
right.
your snare drum, sure you could buy moon gels. Or you can get a little bit like funky with it. Like some people just put a wad of like duct tape with a fucking cotton ball underneath. Or you fucking open your snare up, put a teddy bear in there. You know what I mean? Like do some weird shit. I don't know. You never know. Like shit might sound good. And you don't know until you try. But a lot of people just don't want to try because they don't want to like mess it up.
Apparently one of Lenny Kravitz's song features a Heineken like bottle cap, like someone hitting it type of thing.
Even like
I swear to God.
Yeah,
It's like
but it's like even like for example like Slipknot, how they have like fucking Clown and the Chris who got like kicked out now, but how they do that
the beer
shit.
kegs,
yeah, they use a baseball bat and they hit the beer keg, but it's like so random, but like that's iconic now. Whenever they play a show and they do that,
yeah,
it's
because
like
you gotta fucking.
It's like that movie Frank. You ever watch that movie Frank?
yeah.
With Michael Fassbender?
Yeah.
Where they go and they lock themselves away for like a year in that cabin and they just start recording weird shit to put on the album.
Yeah,
It's like you gotta just experiment.
which is like what we're gonna try
exactly.
to do too.
That-
You gotta
it's a
like
great
be the
fucking
first
movie.
one to like do something. You know what I mean? You
'Cause
gotta fucking.
you never know, like some little tiny thing you can do in a song that can catch one person's ear. If it's the right person's ear you catch, that could be like the biggest thing in the world. You know what I
It's
mean?
like,
that can get you from being a small local band to going and being
like stadium,
like a
fucking,
yeah,
like
you know what I
filling
mean?
Stadiums and shit.
You just got to try new shit and
it's like Post Malone.
exactly.
He recorded, what was that, White Iverson?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I was watching an interview and he said his friends were like, "Oh, it's trash. Like don't upload that or
He
something."
like borrowed his friend's like what Rolls Royce or something, or Bentley? What was it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Bentley.
I don't know. No, not the video. I'm talking about
No, it was a Rolls
I'm
Royce.
talking about the actual song. Like
No.
he recorded it himself with his buddies.
Yeah.
They didn't like it. He was like, who gives a shit? He put it up. He fucking blew up.
No, I know.
Really?
I'm even saying about the music video too. He borrowed his buddy's like Rolls Royce and drove it around in the desert. He never told his buddy he was doing that. But it's like even something like that, like that's fucking crazy. And do you know how much like how hard that would be just to tell your buddy like, "Yo, could I borrow your Rolls Royce? I'm just gonna like take a girl out or something." And then you end up shooting a music video with it. But to everybody else who's watching it, it's like, "Yo, what the fuck? This dude just drove a Rolls Royce through the fucking desert." And his buddy's like, "You drove my fucking Rolls
He
Royce
brings
through
it
the
back to his
desert?"
buddy. He's like, "Why is there rock fucking chips and
Yeah.
dirt in the rims?" He's like, "Oh, I don't know, man. It was pretty dirty down Sunset Boulevard."
But again,
Oh,
that's
man.
like that
Yeah,
now
they're
is like
sweeping.
an iconic music video kind of thing, just for the fact that he fucking used a Rolls Royce in like the desert and shit.
But even like the Billie Eilish, her new songs, she's got some like weird like beats in there, and
Yeah.
it sounds like really good. Like I was listening though because Thing was playing it, and she has like those off tempo beats.
yeah,
It sounds fucking sick. Like if you get weird with it, you can make it sound good. Like don't go like way out in left field. You know what I mean?
you
Like
don't want to go too far into getting weird.
Yeah,
but like
there's
just-
a good middle.
especially for a new band that's like up and coming, you got to get a little experimental with it because
Sorry, but you gotta like just once you find your sound, you kind of go based on that. No?
yeah, I know, but like at the same time, if
Like
you
to
don't wanna,
accent, you need stuff to accent.
you got to be original.
Yeah.
You can't have your own sound. If you sound exactly like fucking, whatever band, then you got to do something else that's kind of gonna kind of push you to that next level. Like,
And it takes a while to find your sound.
oh, of course,
Like
but
we just kind of found like in the last year, like you know what I mean. We kind of like we really know our sound.
yeah,
Like you think you know your sound, but then once you start making songs consistently enough, then you're like, wow, you found like that's when you find your sound. Like it doesn't just happen overnight. That's what a lot of bands like our old band, like me and Nick's old band. Like we always tried to find our sound, but we always kind of pulled off our influences, and then it just kind of sounded like those bands. Like I feel like a lot of bands fall into that.
well, that's why we even like we started the band, like me, you, and Claudio, our old bassist, and we did what we did, and it was kind of just like really generic, I guess. And
Yeah.
until like we got the vests, it was that was just kind of like
vests.
Yeah, but no, that was just kind of like an accent piece, and now it's like we have like a look that's like iconic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I feel like we didn't really find our sound until after the album, after the Midnight Sun. The Midnight Sun's a great album, but after the Midnight Sun, we started making songs consistently that we're like, okay, this is our sound. Like we're still trying. It took us like 3 years kind of to find our sound.
Yeah, no, I'm saying in general too, though, just like the fact of you got to be like unique. Like again, back to fucking Slipknot. Look at these guys. They fucking wear masks and shit, and it's like one of the biggest things in the world just because nobody else does that. And like, you know, you gotta be unique. If you're trying to like get out there and stuff, you gotta mess around with shit and be experimental. Cause like you never know until you try. And if you're thinking you're doing something one way and it's just not working out, you gotta change it up and try something different. Because obviously it's not working just doing that.
Exactly.
And sure, you could put out good music and stuff, but it's like if you put out a good song and nobody listens to it, who gives a shit? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you gotta at least have some people who are like, oh fuck, these guys are cool. They wear fucking clown shoes or they fucking, you know what I mean? They fucking piss into microphones and shit. I don't fucking know. Whatever. You know what I mean? Just something like different.
Anyways, I wouldn't recommend clown shoes or pissing in microphones.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. But I mean, if you want to get a little crazy with it.
But if someone did that, would you
go ahead and send us an email?
But if someone did that, would you go watch that band? Someone pissing in a mic or wearing clown shoes?
Well, I mean, fucking you look at Gigi Allen, the dude like shit on stage and stuff. I'm like,
is it like splash? Is it like a splash zone?
Ew.
You don't know about Gigi Allen?
No, what the fuck?
Do you not?
No, what the hell? You shit on stage.
I've like heard.
Do you know who Gigi Allen is?
No.
What? I swear you were the one who told me about Gigi Allen.
No, I told you about the Hannibal Buress joke where he was on tour with the guy and the guy shoved the microphone up his ass.
Dude, Gigi
and
Allen.
And he was like, is there like another microphone? Did they disinfect that one? It's like, what's going on?
I'm not I know of Gigi Allen, but not like the most about him, so I might get some
I have no
stuff
idea.
wrong. But like, no, the dude would literally like he would like cut like his arms and his hands open on stage and just bleed everywhere, and then he'd like shit on stage and throw it at people and like piss and fucking.
Okay, I don't.
He would
recommend
play
doing
naked
that.
and like just like yeah, it was fucking crazy. He would like I think it was him who. He told everybody he wanted to kill himself on stage, and so one show he was literally gonna like hang himself on stage, and that was just gonna be like at the end of the set he was just gonna hang himself like from a noose, and that was it. But he didn't. I think he died some other way.
Oh, he died? Yeah,
he passed away. I fucking Google it, but yeah, no, he was insane. But it's just the fact that like
anyway,
how crazy he was,
I know, but
and how like big he was just because the fact that he was. Like literally insane.
I know, but that's a little much. You gotta throw your shit at the audience. Like,
yeah, no. Like,
well, yeah, you can go like the punk way, be like the Germs. You know what I mean? Like fight people on stage and shit. Like if you really wanted to. Like if you wanted to go crazy, but that's show stuff. That's theatrics. You know what I mean? That's totally different than what we're talking about.
Yeah. So apparently he died from heroin overdose. Even after all of his suicide threats.
Shit.
But and this overdose was apparently accidental. But yeah, fuck, that's wild. But yeah, I don't know. If you're a band, up and coming band and stuff, you got to try weird shit. That's what we're going to be doing on the next album, so keep your eyes open for that.
Don't worry, we're not throwing shit at anybody.
Yeah, no, our shows are pretty crazy, but PG-13. A little more tame than throwing shit everywhere, I'll tell you that much.
I don't think they're PG-13.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's pretty good. I guess we'll probably leave it here for today. I guess we'll reiterate, you can check us out. We're Down the Void. Check out our website, downthevoid.com. We have a new album coming out probably early next year, recording it in August.
Also, if you have any topics you want us to touch on in the podcast, you can send us add us on Twitter. Send us a DM on Twitter, because our Twitter has been a little dormant lately, but we will be reactivating it. I mean, really, in the sense of we'll be on it pretty much daily from now on. So anything podcast related, hit us up on Twitter, Instagram.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can hit us up on any social media really. We're
Facebook.
good with that, or even send us an email. downthevoidband@gmail.com.
Maybe MySpace. I don't know. Maybe bring that back.
Yeah,
We'll bring it back.
Yeah. But yeah, we got some shows coming up. If this goes out before July 17th, we're playing the Rock Pile July 17th, opening up for Seven Spires. And then July 25th.
25th at the Linsmore Tavern with
the Linsmore Tavern.
Out of Reach and Generation Z.
Yep. So come check it out if this goes up before then, which it probably will, I'm assuming.
I'm going to give a quick shout out to Dylan and Sweet Tooth for helping us out back then.
Yeah,
with
absolutely.
the EP. You guys should go check them out. What's their handle? Sweet Tooth Band?
Sweet Tooth is a band on Instagram, I think.
Yeah, they're pretty sick. You guys should check them out.
Yep, check out Sweet Tooth Band. Come check out our shows and check out our Spotify, all that stuff. Just search Down the Void on Google. You'll find all our shit, or just Down the Void anywhere. You'll find us. Anyways, thanks for listening, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this is crazy random
the VoidCast
ramble.
number 1.
Yeah.
Hopefully more to come.
So, this is Down the Void signing off.
Peace out.